Alright, what up? It's Ponter for another game, and this time I got a good one. We've got a Riviera match, Shiny against some kind of polygot team. I don't even know. Good players, though. You know, we got some DC players. Got Llama, Paracetamol. I remember these guys. And ENS, which is also, I think, a very good team. I can't really remember them, but I'm sure they were probably better than, at least than me. And so yeah, it's a serious game. The replay is called Fine Game. So I think it's going to be a fine game to watch. I can't remember what happens. This looks like we're planning stuff out. I'm not sure if this is a tourney game or just we were just it's not ranked or anything. So it's probably just two good teams playing against each other on Riviera. So I'm just gonna speed things up. Got some planning going on. Looks like we're doing double air. Silver's playing in. I'm playing armor. Got DC Death Touch coming in. Playing air with Hunter and Sirth on support. We're on the NATO side. I don't really know what side is better, to be honest. I think it's a pretty good map. Maybe NATO is a little favored just because they have easy access to the town, and yeah, we'll just like watch our planning. Pretty sure this goes down to the wire, so just gotta sit through 8 minutes of planning. I mean, it's important to plan this kind of stuff. And here we go. It looks like we're getting ready. We're getting ready to start. We're so close. Just gotta ready up, guys. Just ready up. Anyways, I'm gonna try on this replay to just point out all the good plays from everybody. Just hopefully so you can learn the little micro things that make a good team. Let's look at the loadouts. So, typical standard 2 lights, 2 heavies for me. Looks like Silver's doing the typical sniper airdrop, and we're going. Look, interesting push. We're not going for the hill. We're going for the town, and they're doing double air, and they're destroying us. And this is why double air is just brutal. Like, look at it. They just clean up everything, and we just say fuck the town. We're gonna take the lighthouse and take the mansion. But we've been wiped out in the town by this double air push, and that's why that's why the meta changed to be the standard medium air, because of shit like this. Like, in a serious game, if you get your entire like infantry player wiped in the first like minute of the game, that's a big problem. But here we go, the support player killing it with the medium and heavy anti-air combo, cleaning up the heavies, and we cap the top. So it's not a complete disaster to get started. Nobody's taken the hill. They finally decap the mansion, and we get a. Not sure what that sniper is doing. That's a kind of a bonehead move, but. And then my overextended tanks get wiped. Oh, I guess he was going for the cap, and they get it. Nice cap by What, and kind of a bonehead decap by me, but I was probably tilting at this point. But we fed the those are my drops, so no, nice double drop action. And this is critical for the armor player. You need to drop this town and own it, and your drops need to get there first. And we get decent map control. Their air is busy being just harassing the infantry, and my tanks can run riot. This inf is just killing us, though. Oh, and that overextended tank. Decent micro to get out of it. And the inf takes cover. That's another important thing. You can't just drop your shit and forget about it. You gotta move it after and put it in a town or something. And we're fording their back base. Ugh, savage. And then a little bit of a drop wars up here. Looks like they're gonna take it. But we got a nice tick. It's a good start to the game. And we'll see what happens. And we're gonna have some anti-airborne micro going on. I mean, we give up the cap, and now we're just waiting for the air to come kill us. And you know, why not just send up some more unsupported tanks while you're at it? You know, just make the job even easier for the air player. Why not? And yeah, fights for the hill. It's just brutal, and it's all about sneaking around past the air player and the coordination between the armor and the support. And really, you just need your support and armor players to be like a hand in a glove, always sticking beside each other, and also just positioning properly and maintaining line of sight. And usually, so this is the proper way to attack the hill from the USSR side. You put your stuff up here. Never attack like this. You gotta attack like this. But I see them clumping up, and we drop a ton of TA on them, which is probably a mistake in my opinion. But it's gonna clean up their push pretty well. Meanwhile, we're getting outdropped, and that's why you don't spend all your TA on this kind of like panic defensive TA. But here comes the double air to the rescue. Beautiful. And we're gonna clean up everything. So meanwhile, we still have control pretty good of the map. You know, the town is ours. We've got infantry still alive. They're gonna get a nice free cap. Ugh. And their air is gonna wipe us out up here again. Just traumatizing. You know, any armor player, when they remember Riviera, I think, at least maybe it's just a statement on how I play, but all I remember is driving up the hill and then dying and then respawning and then doing it again and again. At least they don't have tanks up there yet, because that's really when things get painful. Here's a nice little play by myself. You know, you fort up this. Let's fort up move that guy and fort that up too. Meanwhile, Silver is just spreading like kudzu. You know, he's got shit everywhere. Just frustrating. And this white guy, I think he's getting outplayed in terms of infantry, just looking at the map control that we have. But the double air, just dominant. Their overextended tanks get killed, but it doesn't matter because they got drops backing it up. And note, we've transitioned into medium air a little bit just to help out. It was really when you have two double air, like double heavy air, and they're running riot, and your support spread out trying to cover everything, and they're just sniping tanks left and right, and they're getting ranked up, and then they can go and repair, and the support guys getting tons of TA, and you can just keep killing the support over and over again, and then you drop scans, so like it doesn't even matter if you're bad or not, you just double air and then drop a scan and kill everyone. Like, it just becomes uncontainable. Like, you just kind of roll like a snowball down a hill. That's the term. Yeah, you snowball your double air, and it just gets unmanageable. And then you need to switch to medium air. And here's a nice little pickup, killing the jeeps. Love it. I mean, and getting out of there alive. Oh, not quite. Again, we set up really light on the support here, and our medium air gets killed, and we have one heavy air AA, and he's gonna get killed immediately. What do? I mean, you get wiped out. That's what you do. But meanwhile, they're pushing hard on the hill, and this is the problem with this map. If you really focus on the hill and you let the infantry just take the town uncontested, you're not gonna win. I mean, I don't know who wins this match. I said it's a fine game when I saved the replay, so I'm assuming I won, because I don't think I would say a fine game if I lost. That's a spoiler, but and I don't know what this scan is about. Death Touch wants to go in on solo on the support. You know, why not? That's a nice move. You know, you don't drop your flares immediately, and then he gets killed. Oh. Okay, well, that's why you save your flares. And we're getting spawn raped. And now we go to full medium air. Just full cancer. We don't care anymore. Fuck your double air. And we're starting to lose. Because they have the hill. We don't have this anymore. Their infantry player is kind of controlling his space. And notice, we're losing map control now. Like, they control the mansion. They're forwarding it up. They got inf in the forest. We don't have anything in their spawn. And now this is a nice little play. You know, this guy's done forwarding. Bring him up. Don't just leave him in the back. And now we're getting serious against the heavy air. You know, this is how you react. I mean, now we're getting heavy artied, but we put all our support, concentrate it, so it can support itself. Big medium air also to keep the heavies away. And then everybody goes in together and fucks up their support. I mean, taking a little while, and I overextend, of course. Why wouldn't I? You know, it's a tough back and forth. This Coco guy loves sending the tanks the wrong way, but whatever. And people are kindly pointing out my overextended tanks, you know. And now, what's this? They push. They get rid of. Again, this is a reaction. See. This guy was their other air player. They realized, okay, these guys are going medium air. They're shutting us down. I'm going to switch to armor and push this area, which isn't the greatest idea, but it is a change. So notice both teams are changing up their strategies to each other. And that's the beauty of 5v5s against, you know, some people like 4v4s. I don't. 5v5s are interesting because, look, everyone's switching roles like crazy and reacting. So now we saw that they went armor, like double armor. So we're gonna, Hunter's gonna cheekily switch roles, delete his mediums, and then switch to, I'm assuming, drop a shit ton of heavies. Yeah, here they come. 4 heavies and a scout. You know, watch out, armor player, because now the support guy, he's got to watch 2 armor players who are fighting on the different side of the map, and he's gonna get stretched thin, and that's when you get nice wipes. But still, they got a good tick on us. They decap this. You know, Silver is going on the back foot. It's pretty hard to fight against armor. My tanks are exposed and getting wiped out. Typical. But we cap this. Then we defend it. Again, support chilling in the back, hiding. And here comes Hunter getting air to air. That's the other thing, like, in the dance of cancerous TA use, I guess, like, you know, air players can drop scans like assholes and just scan their way to victory, and then support players can drop air-to-air strikes like assholes and air-to-air strike their way to victory. I think, personally, scans are more effective, although I don't know which is a bigger game winner, but somebody can quantify that. At least, yeah. I don't know which one takes less skill. Somebody can talk to me about that. Anyways, I'm spreading out my shit now to deal with the armor and support over here. And trying to stay alive up here, and we still have a negative tick, and we still haven't pushed this at all. And we haven't contested this. And these drops, we'll see how these do, but I don't think they're going to do very well in that dropping into their spawn. And apparently our jeeps got killed. And it looks like we've been fighting drops in the back all game. But yeah, dropping into like a lion's den of paras and snipers. Very dangerous. But we did see right there, their tank player has switched over to something. And we'll see what they do. Because they saw that we went back to heavy air, you know, and the dance continues. Enemy soldier killed. And it looks like now, because they're reorganizing, we realize, and we're losing, we gotta push something. And if we can just hold on to this by our fingertips and push this, that's exactly what we're gonna do. So some critiques of my play on this game, like They literally have to leave a heavy helicopter here to give us line of sight. That's how bad my line of sight management is as a tank player. I'm getting killed over here. Don't even need to pop smoke because I'm probably not even looking. Too busy doing drops over here.
Acknowledged. We are taking off now.
Here's a nice timing drop. We'll see if that works. Air is ready. Tanks are ready to support. When you're doing a move like this, you always want to have a few units. You don't want to leave your drops. Like, this is a big investment. That's like 50 TA. You don't want to leave it just to get cleaned up by something stupid. That's a nice drop. That gets us back into the neutral territory. If we can recap this, suddenly we'll have a positive tick. But yeah, this ENS team, they kind of dropped the ball. You know, they switched to medium air. They lost their momentum, I feel. Maybe this is where we're going to get to the fine game potential. Fine games defined by me winning. There's a nice not dodge. You know, the second one. Probably should have dodged that. Again, microing while you're managing TA is also pretty difficult in my defense. But generally, the TA management depends on the team and the situation. But usually the way it happens is the TA flows from everybody to the infantry. And then once the infantry's done their drops and there's on a cooldown, it flows to the armor player. And the armor player does their drops. And then it's usually up to the armor player, at least how we played. The armor player is the TA dump, and everyone just default dumps to him. And then they dump to the infantry player whenever the infantry player needs it to keep their drops going every cooldown. But you want it to the armor player because, first of all, really, they're microing the least. So they have, like, what, 4 units? If you can't micro 4 units, you're bad. And, I mean, I can't do that, but if you only have 4 slow-moving units and you only have to smoke them when air comes, you can also do a lot of TA all over the place and do drops. So really the armor player is the ideal person to dump TA to. I know some people do the support so they can drop air-to-airs whenever they want. And usually support's generating the most TA, but here we have a good push while I was jammering. Just a good push by them to take the town. And I think they realized, like, they lost the hill. They even lost this, which is embarrassing. And we're pushing this. But they threw everything they had into taking the town. But we're in there, like, Silver's in there like cancer. Just can't get rid of him. And we're doing more and more drops. But yeah, it's getting close. We're still losing. And there's only 4 minutes left. How are we going to pull this off? Lots of heavy arty. And this is when, you know, you really start winning a game, when you can get them bottled up in a spawn. And again, this is, I don't know if you'll see my Cruel Gore GOG game, but we do kind of the same thing, but this is against a very good team. But still, once you get them bottled up like this, you just drop heavy arty on them over and over again and win the game. And here we go, nice cap by us. And what are we doing? We're doing double armor now. Interesting. I don't even know what they're doing. Looks like they're doing double air.
The enemy defeated your unit.
So we get cleaned up there, but we have the town, and that's the positive tick. That's all you need. You just take the town, you take the hill, and you win. And, like, forget everything else. Their infantry player, he's in there, but he's not very well established. And we're just going to burn him out. And here we go. More simultaneous drops. Keeping them off balance. Getting naked tanks killed. That's not even my naked tank. Oh. And here's my naked tank. Overexposing, decapping. Again, this is 2 minutes in and we're losing, so that's probably a good time to decap. And we get the big cap up here. That's the game winner, I would say. Big 4-point tick. They do drops up here, of course. What else would you do? Or they clear it, but they don't drop. Interesting.
We can deliver your units at your request.
And we're dropping arty on their infantry and more drops in our town. But this critical play up here, you know, when you get them off balance and they're desperately pushing, you know, they're just barely taking their town. We're contesting this like obnoxiously. and they're counter dropping the town. And finally, like, silver is a little contained, although he just gets another 3 pairs in there. That's another thing I see a lot of new players. They kind of stop dropping. Like, usually in the first 5 minutes of the game, the infantry player will drop, and then they'll just stop. And maybe it's because players aren't sharing their TA properly. But usually it's because you get overwhelmed with microing your normal units and you forget to drop your normal drops. Here we go. The tick is back on their side. Oh no! They turn it around. They clean us up here. We get our town back, but they got this tank up here, and it's a tank on tank fight. Who's gonna win? I don't have time to fight that tank, so I'm just gonna go and decap it. Get the decap, slow the burn, but it's not enough. There's a minute left. Oh, get killed. That sucks. When you're going for the cap. And here we go, a YOLO play.
1 minute remaining.
I don't know how we're gonna pull this off. I thought it was a fine game, but looks like we're gonna lose.
Your unit was destroyed.
Get cleaned up in the middle. They're parked up here. That's frustrating. And we throw down the GG.
Reinforcements are on the battlefield.
So I guess we do lose. That's anticlimactic. But I think it's good to show. Yeah, that's why I say it's a damn fine game. So I guess I showed a bad version of Riviera. This is a good version of Riviera. So you see 2 teams really playing the game to the maximum, microing as hard as they can, reacting to each other's strategies, you know, overextending tanks and failing.
10 seconds remaining.
You know, here's a desperate last push.
5.
No bad manners. Overall, a very positive game.
1.
So I hope you guys learned something. I learned that I lost this game, which is very frustrating. And hey, at least I got the highest score in armor. You know, I'll take that away. And best tactical aid use. Best tactical aid use, NA, 2008, I think. Anyways, that's the end of that game. I really need to do work now, so I'm going to stop and try to end this non-awkwardly. Of course it's not. It's lagging. Oh. Here we go. Okay, stop.